know what's going on here. What could they possibly done to face the death penalty? Let's find out, shall we? I'm curious.
Alright, so I just came across this news on
I'm very curious to see what this is all about.
Twitter. Apparently, this TikToker who goes by the name of Mr. Prada was recently in court wrapping up his case, and a grand jury indicted him, as according to this article, on charges of first-degree murder. And I'm pretty sure that's the worst type of murder you can get. Like, that's the death penalty type of murder. And because this murder took place in Louisiana, and he is currently located in Louisiana, he likely will be facing the death penalty. Now, to give you guys a little context, the guy this TikToker, Mr. Prada, aka Teryon Thomas, murdered is right here on the right side of his mugshot. Now, based on the news.
Oh, I remember this. I completely forgot about this, actually.
I'm hearing the reason for why he's going to be facing the death penalty was indicted by grand jury to first-degree murder. Specifically, he had intent to kill this guy. It was premeditated. Now, the guy on the right, the internet is saying his intent was because this guy was a rapist and this guy raped Mr. Prada. And Mr. Prada, in pursuit of revenge, premeditated murder, went ahead, set this guy up, and murdered him. And now a lot of people on the internet and on Twitter specifically are saying that this is wrong, that he shouldn't be facing the death penalty when there are other criminals out there, child rapists and school shooters and mass murderers who've gotten off for less and won't be facing the death penalty. But they don't seem to understand that each state has their own laws. Some states have the death penalty and some do not. So it really just depends on where and when these crimes take place, in what state, in what jurisdiction. I'm sorry. In any case, apparently also the guy who was allegedly his rapist was also his therapist.
A 20-year-old man popular on TikTok has been arrested in connection with the murder of a Louisiana therapist. Teryon Thomas's account, called Mr. Prada 456, has around 4 million followers.
So yeah, like I said before, I wasn't exaggerating. This man actually was that famous on TikTok, and now TikTok's gonna be shut down in, what, T-minus tomorrow at the time of this recording? But imagine that this man threw away all this fame, all this clout, his whole career to get back at his alleged rapist. And I'm saying alleged because I have no proof that this dead man actually did rape this guy, but if he did, that's very unfortunate, and I'm sorry to hear that. But as we all know, vigilantism is not legal. You cannot premeditate the murder of somebody else without going to prison. It is what it is.
This was his most recent post. Before authorities in Dallas, Texas took him into custody. Therapist William Abraham's body was found September 29th, wrapped in a tarp on the side of a highway, police say. He was killed by blunt force trauma. According to Abraham's website, he was a life coach, licensed professional counselor, and motivational speaker. Investigators released these surveillance photos of whom they say was the last person known to have been driving Abraham's car. At this time, the possible connection between the two men is unknown. Thomas is charged with second-degree murder and obstruction of justice, among other charges. He is being held without bond.
So clearly, in this instance, given the circumstances of the situation and Mr. Prada driving his car away from the crime scene, obviously they knew each other very well. A therapist is just not going to come out to the middle of nowhere on the side of a highway to meet up with any one of his patients unless there's something more going on, either very intimate, sexual in nature, or they were very good friends. Now, I'm willing to believe that both these men were gay. They were involved in a homosexual relationship. This therapist likely took advantage of his client, you know, because people who go to therapy tend to be more mentally vulnerable and fragile. You know, one thing led to another. The kid, for whatever reason, allowed this man to engage with him in that way. He later probably had regret, wanted it to stop. Therapist didn't stop. He felt violated. And then next thing you know, boom, 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 skitty pop, pop. He wants to kill him. And now the kid is facing the death penalty in the state of Louisiana. And yes, I know I just oversimplified the fuck out of this case, but I do want to say it's tough. But the world is tough. There are a lot of predators out here. I'm not saying this therapist did or did not. I don't know if it was consensual. I don't know if it was consensual or not. But what I do know is that if somebody's preying on you, you gotta seek help. You can't just be out here premeditating murder, because you're gonna go away. Unless you're willing to sacrifice your entire life to strip the life of another person that you feel is preying on you in a premeditated murder plot, unless you're willing to go to prison for the rest of your life, you better have one hell of a backup plan. Maybe escape the country afterward, go to Mexico, who knows? Because once the authorities catch you, it's a wrap. It's GG.
No, that's me if I gave a but girl.
Sadness comes to me this morning because I have watched and observed and seen a steady decline in our human decency.
Life is a prison. Get me the out.
What the fuck? This man just shaved his head. What the fuck? Only person who's like mentally ill or so would shave their head, to be honest.
Don't do anything drastic unless you want to look.
What the fuck? This guy shaved his eyebrows too. What the fuck? Oh man, we just went we went from partially shaving our head to completely shaven head to completely getting rid of your eyebrows.
Like this.
Yeah, so you can
Okay, all right then.
see this guy was dealing with a lot of mental health issues. He was clearly mentally ill, not mentally well, and that definitely for sure 1000% played a huge role in what led him to killing his therapist.
I'll try to be brief, but you know, I'm 69 now, and I was probably 8 years old when I had a radio show, the Nikki Abraham show, on Saturday at 12:45 for 15 minutes.
I woke up yesterday, I looked at the ceiling, I said, ah!
Yeah, he did that shit, man. Boy is definitely crazy. And I'm not gonna lie, you as a therapist should not be crossing the boundaries, involving yourself sexually or romantically with your clients, knowing they're in there because they're crazy. They're loony. Like, if you really want to take it that far and do things you shouldn't be doing, then accept the consequences. Clearly, the therapist is no longer here with us. Bro got his soul snatched out by the zestiest man on TikTok. Like, that's his fault, man.
Life is so ghetto, but at least I'm still skinny. Do not get into a relationship with anybody. All they're gonna do is lie and cheat and manipulate you and try to get in your head. How are you gonna manipulate the manipulator? I'm too smart for that. People problem these days is they be playing like they got issues. I really got issues.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it there from the horse's mouth himself. Man said he really is crazy. Like, he really is loony. You got creators out here who act like they're crazy for views and that they're really about it when they're not. Like, he even acknowledges that he's not one of them, though. He actually is the real deal. Looney Tune, bipolar, might just stab you in the back with a pair of scissors because I felt like it. Like, and his therapist really thought it was safe, allegedly, to do things with him he shouldn't have been doing. Like, I don't even know if at this point the stories he says about his therapist is even true, but clearly this man is cooked. Bro even posted a TikTok saying, practicing for my mugshot because this might be the year someone gonna meet God if they piss me off too much. What is this man doing? Like,
I'm bipolar. Yeah. Y'all never seen anybody that's bipolar
Hey, Scar.
before? See, I was trying to hide it, but it just slipped out.
yeah, bro. Oh my God. This man definitely did that shit. Holy. The signs were all there. The red flags. Mans was leaving cryptic, subliminal messaging in his TikTok saying he'd catch a body this year or last year for that matter. And he actually did. That's tough. That's crazy, man.
It was almost perfect, but now I have to start over.
Somebody said,
Oh, interesting.
clearly this man was having a mental breakdown. Even one of his fans said, your new look is giving Doja Cat before and after. Like, we already know Doja Cat has mental issues. She's clearly bipolar as fuck. Whether she's clinically diagnosed or not, clearly there's something wrong.
I feel like after you wear something
Oh, I don't know anything about Doja Cat, to be honest.
2 times, you gotta get that. You gotta get it over with. Like, you can only wear something 2 times.
Dude, his energy that he's giving off or so just gives me like very like just very uncomfortable vibes. He's definitely giving me very uncomfortable vibes.
Yeah, so I don't wear 2 times.
Yo, what is this man talking about? Yo, clearly he's crazy. Evidently, he was incredibly detached and depersonalized from the world. Man said you can only wear something 2 times. Like, has he never heard of a washer, dryer? Like, just even watching this right now, I felt like I understood what he was trying to say, but then I snapped back into reality and said, what the? See, this is why you cannot hang around crazy people, because that craziness literally will transmute itself onto you. You might just can't.
Maybe if you probably spent time with them for too long, but probably someone who's with a sound mind or so, I think they would probably go crazy in a different way. Would be like, I don't want to be next to this person ever in my entire life, you know, because they're so like crazy and then they're weird and also dumb as well. So
Catch the crazy disease and end up in a loony bin.
I'm gonna let it be talking to myself and then I zone out. My therapist said that's not healthy. I'm gonna drink the Coke bill. I love Coke. Not that type of Coke. I'm talking about this Coke. I love Coke. Wait, got off track.
It's wild as hell that he was catching himself off guard, being crazy. Like, he was having these crazy moments. It's like, you know, when you...
it's so weird to see that. It's very interesting though, but it's so weird to see it though.
get incredible, like let's say you eat edibles, you get high, and then you start rambling off of some random shit, right? Like you're completely unaware of what you're yapping about, and then when you snap out of that little crazy tangent while you're high, and you catch those little temporary spurts of sobriety and mental clarity while you're still high, obviously, and then you realize everything you were just rambling and yapping about for the last 3 minutes or so was just complete and absurd insanity. Like I believe that's how he was while being completely sober, because he was just that crazy.
Mental health issues don't justify harmful actions ever, but they're a reminder that we need to take care of ourselves and check in on the people around us. Right now, Terrion has been charged with fugitive from justice, resisting an officer, aggravated criminal damage to property, obstruction of justice, unauthorized use of motor vehicle, and second-degree murder.
Correction, because this video was uploaded 3 days ago. Credit to Usiswa. Check her channel out. Really good content. He has now actually been upgraded to first-degree murder because it was premeditated, as I stated at the beginning of the video. Anyway, though, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about this? Do you think he should be facing the death penalty? Listen, I really don't care one way or the other, him spending the rest of his life in jail or facing the death penalty. I think he's crazy. Him allegedly being raped by his therapist, I haven't seen any proof of that yet. That just seems to be speculation and rumor. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you know more about this case than I do, comment down below. But regardless, I'm sorry. There's been many cases of people going after their rapist retroactively years later, weeks later, months later, premeditating murder, and then getting caught and sent to prison, because that's the law. You cannot vigilante your way out of trauma. I'm sorry, that's not how that works. In the moment, if you're defending yourself, cool, 100% kill the bastard. But after the fact, it's pretty much off limits to you, aside from law enforcement and police officers and investigators. At that point, you need to go file a claim with your local precinct, get investigators on it, take a grape kit, file a criminal suit, and when you win that, a civil.
Dude, look at his eyes, man. Look at his eyes. He really does have that crazy look in his eye.
Suit, and when you win that restraining order, like, you can do everything in your power to make sure your predator gets justice, but you can't kill them. That's just, we can't live in a society like that. Otherwise, we devolve into pure and unfettered chaos. Now everybody's gonna feel like they have the right to kill perceived predators if they experienced trauma in the past, and we just can't live in a Gotham-like society like that. Anyway, that being said, like the video, sub to the channel, turn on notice, join the Discord server.
That's pretty crazy to hear that, to be honest, about you know, hey Winter. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Wow, that's... I don't know. So far, like, at least from what this guy is saying, you know, it's just all allegedly, you know. Plus also, his TikToks kind of show, like, kind of how not mentally well he is, to be honest. He definitely doesn't sound like a very sound-minded person, so he could probably be making it up all along, but who knows? Like I said, right, these are all allegations, speculations, you know, so oh, he's getting the death penalty, so you know, he's gone. Like, he's gonna be gone. So they've already said that this was premeditated or so it went from second-degree murder to first-degree murder because they found more evidence about him saying that, like, yeah, this was premeditated. So he had a whole plan and everything of what he was going to do to him. So crazy, honestly, very crazy. I didn't think there was going to be an update on this specific situation, because I saw the video a while back or so about this, right? But then now it's just kind of like got a little bit more crazier. Just looking at his TikTok in it on itself, and then also just seeing this specific shot right here, that doesn't look very normal to me, in my personal opinion. Plus also seeing stuff like this too as well. Seeing his head getting shaven and shit, you know, having this weird XO, you know, kind of type of thing in his thing. Yeah, he definitely went a little. Plus, also like seeing. Let me see. Where is it at? Seeing this with his hair, and then let me see. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is that specific? No, not that one. Like seeing this, dude. Look at this. That's definitely something that's not normal human behavior, where they shave their eyebrows, shave their hair, but on top of that, right? They didn't even shave everything off. So you got like patches and shit left of hair. I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, it is what he took a life at the end of the day, so it is what it is. So, but yeah, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all the fancy jazzy stuff. To be honest, it's caught me on surprise. I didn't know this was actually gonna be the same freaking story, to be honest, but it is what it is. Yeah. And that's the end of the video, and peace.